Hi, our stream will start in about 5 minutes. Alright all, and welcome to this stream of Empire Deluxe Combined Edition. And want to thank you all for coming, and we're going to jump right into it as soon as I can figure out how to switch my view. Okay, and here we are. Okay, so we're running out of time for these streams to show you stuff before the campaign ends. And I'm sure I'll do a few streams in the weeks, months to come as we hurtle towards production release for this game. And but I did want to show a couple of things. I realized that I haven't really gotten anything in about the unit sets, and I'm probably not going to get a lot in for that. So I thought I'd just show you what that looks like from, you know, the from a quick view. And then I was going to get a little bit deeper into the map and scenario guide, and then our scenario guide, the map and scenario maker, and show you what's going on there. And then I was going to make a map and play a game with it. And so let's get started. Here we go. We're going to go first into unit modification. This is not going to be a really deep review of this. Basically, the word unit set and unit database are synonymous. I get confused with them because in Empire Deluxe Enhanced Edition we call them unit databases, and I've never been able to resolve which I like better. But here you would have an opportunity to edit a database. Our review databases. Now, here are the 4 hard-coded databases in the game, unit sets. And we have the basic, standard, advanced, and enhanced. And those you can look at, but you cannot edit. Like if we took a look at the classic advanced, you would see over here on the left, you have all the units available to you. And then we have various topics for each unit. So if I were to select an infantry, here's the basic infantry details, which sometimes is a catch-all for stuff that I don't know where else it should go. We have movement allowances over here. You see the infantry is not a very exciting unit. We can pick an armor unit, and here you can see in forest it costs 2 for that unit to move in there. So that's a little more exciting. These check marks here show where it can be placed, and can land only has to do with like helicopters and that sort of thing. I have different movement classes that can be defined. A lot of this stuff is very difficult to if you've never played the game to really get. You have to understand the game a little bit before you can understand what these attributes really do. And I always encourage mod makers, they have a favorite set that they play in learning to love the game, and when you want to model behavior and you know a unit that behaves that way, you should look at that unit in one of the databases and see what's flipped and what's not. And for example, once again with the forest, if you had an armor unit and you knew that it could move two clear squares in one turn, but only 1 forest square, you can look up and see why, and it's because armor takes that up. And then we have the armor unit is not able to transport stuff. Let's pick something that is able to transport stuff, which would be this transport ship. And you can see it shows which units it can carry and its capacity. Fairly straightforward there. The repairing units, I think if I click on a city, we'll get some units that it can repair. So these units, when damaged, can go into this unit, which happens to be a city, and cities are special. And it will be able to repair them. Every unit has a portage weight, which can be transported, and here's some other miscellaneous rules. Here I can click by so you see the tooltips going on. Okay, here's some combat information. Basically, this table on the upper right is a unit versus unit situation. Now you see we have combat odds and terrain combat odds, and nothing is selected here for terrain combat. They haven't changed too much, but if I come down here and I select a terrain, certain units may behave differently in in combat. So here I've selected river, and so what this tells me is when this unit, the armor, attacks an infantry unit on the river, the odds become 33%. If it's on clear, they're 50%. So the infantry defends better on the river with against an armor unit. And that's pretty much what that is. This has other various combat situations. I think a lot of this stuff is grayed out because you can't edit this database. Here's some production information. The city is the only interesting unit for this, and basically these are the production times. And also you'll see these up and down arrows. Basically you can use this to shift the production order that is presented in the production dialog if you want to. We don't have any producers in this set, so we've got nothing there to look at. We don't have any constructors in this set, so I'll go. Well, actually, I've already made a copy of the enhanced database. So here we'll look at this engineer unit. He's a constructor. And you can see here's his construction order. Here's the construction times based on terrain. If I wanted to move the oil field up to the top, I could do that in the construction menu. And these are the construction times. The terrain times basically add to the base construction times, that sort of thing. And then we have our sounds for our units. You have 4 available sounds for units, and you can add your own sounds as well into the game. I haven't described that because I haven't put out the modification part yet, but you can. You have movement sounds, you have attacking sounds, you have friendly defeat sounds, which is when one of your units is killed, that is the sound that is made. And then you have enemy defeat sounds, which is when you destroy an enemy unit, that's the sound he makes. I haven't really done a lot with the enemy defeat sounds yet. I know I have one in here somewhere, but I'd have to go search for it. But like you have unit moving, here's my armor unit, so you can test these. Okay, that's good. And then you can change it if you want. Here I just happen to change it to infantry, and we can play it. And you have a selection here, and this selection is the sounds you made. I'm sorry, the sounds I've got in the game, and there would be, if you had added any additional sounds, they would be available here for you to check. Well, that sounds like a missile. Oh yes, it's the missile. So various sounds in the game. You've got there's your armor unit dying. You have a truck. There's my truck movement. Trucks die pretty wimpily there. And then over here, this is scanning. This is the sighting. This is how many squares away it can see the unit in question. So here I've got a truck selected. It can see cities if it's 1 square away, right next to it basically. But here it can see fighter units in the air if it is 2 away. And if we look at something interesting like let me scroll down here, like a satellite, let's look at the scout satellite. You see basically it can see things 4 squares away, but it can't see submarines. That looks like an error right there. A surface sub, it should be able to see it 4 away. So, all right, we're already early, and I've already found a bug. Let me make a note of that because that is broken. Okay. All right. Okay. So that really should be 4. And of course, in this database, I can change it. I know one of my testers gave me a note about that the scroll resets, and I haven't touched anything about that yet. Here's another thing about set details. You can give your database a name. You can have a description. This is basically all copied out. Every database has to have a unique key, and every time you save it, you get a version number off it. Here's where you set the suggested rules. That looks really pretty on the top. And so this is how you would set the suggested rules for this unit set. And once again, now we're in the unit set where I have, I'm not interested in saving that, where I have where I have edited it. It looks like I've saved it about 12 times. I want to look at, once again, my Scout satellite real quick. Let's see if that is in fact a bug. It is a bug here. So I'm going to have to fix the code for that. Let's see if the ARM satellite has the same problem viewing it, and it sure does. So those will have to be fixed. Okay, so that's essentially what I'm going to show for the unit modification and review section. If anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask. Like I said, I'm not going to go into a lot of details about this right now. You really have to kind of understand the game to really get into it, and I do have a couple of mod authors from previous mods and the enhanced edition looking at it right now, and they've sent me all sorts of good feedback, and I can tell that when they tried to just dive in to the mod database first, they found that some of it was more confusing than it needed to be. Anyway, okay, so we'll go back, and now we're going to look at the topic at hand, which is the map and scenario editor. Excuse me. So here we go, maps and scenarios. All right, fairly simple setup here. We have our familiar map and scenario tab, our map options tab over here from the setup, but it starts open. And you only have a few options to start with. You can set some map parameters for a map you would like to generate. And you have 3 ways to generate a map, unless you choose a scenario or a map that's already been pre-made. You have, you can use the map maker. You can pick a map maker that you've chosen. I haven't chosen one here. Here's one. So now I'm on map maker version 4.0, and as you will see, I can use all of the options that I want to. Here you can do a use the map maker 4.0 in this case to make a map without cities, or you could make a blank map using the fill-in terrain, which currently is C, but I can change it to clear if I wanted to. Anything I want to change it to. Once again, you have your map parameters up to 400 with the sliders, up to infinity with the text. We're not going to make a very big map. You can wrap it if you wish. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a 4.0 map generation, full wrap, 100 by 105, whatever, without cities. And we'll just do one of those. So we'll take a look at that. There it is. It looks like we've got some continents here, some smaller islands. This is basically a map that we've generated. So if I want to do things, I have here in the map editor, you have your map, of course, and then over here on the right side is my palette. Now right now we're in map editing mode, so I have all of the terrain available here, and then I have roads, mines, resources, wasteland, important city markers, and this is the spawn point. Excuse me for a moment. And we'll look at the spawn point shortly. Then you have some capabilities down here, and you have your map defaults as well. You can add a description to the map that you're making. You have a brush size here. If one of my alpha testers is watching, he told me I needed to change this to a slider, which actually is working better. It was a couple of buttons going plus and minus before that. Here you pick your erase terrain, and the erase terrain is something important because if you remove terrain, it's going to show up as this erase terrain. So I could make a C here, and then I could remove some terrain, and I'll show you how I do that in a minute, and it will change it into C essentially. And then here I have my adding rows and columns, removing the wrap, adding the wrap, and these are 3 symmetrical operations. Over here are just the defaults on placement. For city efficiency is 100, and here you can make all your city spawn points if you wanted to. And then for resources, the default resource count there is at 100. Not really a big deal. You can, for what's already been placed on the map, you can click on, you can double click on a square, and what you've got is basically a list of the units, which we don't have, and this is a list of the various attributes of this square. So like if I wanted to add a road this way, I could say, okay, he's got a road, and that's not really exciting, but I'll put a road there too, and you can see he's stretching out that way. Oh, and it needs to be made pretty on that part. The scenario editor has all sorts of things that still may not happen to it yet. So if I want to, let's say I want to plant plant a little island over here, and I do my brush size. I only want my brush to be the square that I'm clicking on, and so I can start clicking on it and painting this. And anybody who's played Empire Deluxe before and played with the map scenario editor should see this as familiar, being able to paint. And of course, when you take the brush size and you increase it, let's say to 4, it gets bigger. Maybe you're not interested in doing this and you're unhappy because you made a couple of mistakes. So you would come down here and you can undo those. Now, everything can be undone, but many things can. And then if you want to redo some things, you can redo them as well. So there is an undo and redo in here. So you can paint, you basically are painting, whoops, there you go. There's an undo right there because I want to change my brush size to 0. Okay, so basically you can paint a map to any level of detail that you would like to do. So you have all the terrain here. If you click, right now it says it's adding snow. If I click on this, it's squared in red, and it says I'm removing snow. So I can click here and nothing will happen. But if I click on this snow square, the default terrain is going to be added, which I can't remember what it is, but it's water. So I can remove any snow square. So I could do something like this, take my brush size, make it pretty big, and wipe out all my snow. So that's sort of some of what I've got going with that. Let's see what else needs to happen now. Whoops, and there I just drew on my map again. That's another issue with how you can move the brush and paint at the same time. I think I'm going to put a drag checkbox or something in there for that. Let's exit back to the map menu, and I'm going to make a blank C map, and we'll just make them 100 by 100, and we can do some easy painting here. So let me go here, and I'm just going to build a deserty area here and a deserty area there, and we're going to work towards making a scenario. So here's these two islands, and I'm going to want to make a scenario out of this, and it's basically my forces are going to attack the other guy's forces, and that's the scenario I want to make. Then I'm going to have to go in here to scenario options, and that's going to switch my palette on the right to be a scenario palette. And here we go. There's not a lot in a scenario palette to put down. Maybe I should go back to the map palette first and lower my brush size a little bit and just make it look like something's going on here. Maybe a couple of mountains. You get the picture. And then no, I don't want to add any neutral cities for this map. So now I go back and I have a few options. The first thing I want to do is set my positions. Right now for this scenario, there's only one position, and that's neutral. Neutral is always there. So I want to add 2 positions, so I'm going to add 1. Okay, and I added 2. I forgot there's a little hesitation because it's got to build the icon set when you do. So I double clicked and I got 2 positions. Okay, which is exactly what I wanted. So here the first position, we're going to call it yellow. Once again, if you don't like the colors, you can switch them. And it had to rechange all the icons there. Lord knows what trouble I'm getting myself into right now by changing the colors. But here we'll find out. So I have yellow and purple basically. And I can change their positions between 1 and 2 if I wanted to with this. And for the scenario, I could set how many buy points the unit is going to, the player is going to have at the beginning of the game if I wanted a scenario where the player had access to buy points. Okay, and so there's that. And then I have, then it looks like I'm set to, I guess I selected, let's see, yes, I selected position 1. So here I'm on position 1, and there's a few things I can do here. I can put down our set ownership of cities. So we're going to give him a few cities here. That's exciting. And then maybe I'll change positions to purple. And I'm still on cities, and I can put some cities in here. There we go. This looks like a fairly balanced game at the moment. And then, let's see. This is the square visibility. And see, right now it's purple. And so what this will do is at the beginning of the game show the visibility to the player. So if I select all these squares, he'll see everything on his island. Oops, and I took out a few far out, but I can remove them. All right, and maybe, just maybe, I want to show him where the enemy cities are. And there's that. And then I can change positions to the red guy, and I could actually set his evil eye up on all of the friendly cities and also give him the evil eye over all his stuff. I could probably do a bigger brush size. I messed up again, but I'm not going to do that. So I got to click this to be removing, and I'm removing that. All right. Let's go ahead and set capitals. The red guy is going to have that capital, and I'll select the position to the purple guy, and I'm going to give him that capital. This is a very balanced game so far. Now, right now I can select a unit. Not a lot of units that I want to put on this map, but maybe I want to get purple. Here we go. A couple of battleships. Select some battleships there. Maybe I want to give him a bomber or 2. I'm going to put them in the city. That's where they go. And then I can select the position to the red. And I can give him a bomber or 2 as well. In fact, let's give him several bombers. And we're going to go after that battleship there. And here I'm going to give him, what else do I have? I'll give him a couple of battleships. And it looks like we're going to have a massive engagement at the beginning of this. Then you can take your, let's see, I've got my unit set. I didn't show you that, but you can change your unit set if you wish. And now I need to add some scenario details. This is my test scenario. And I'm going to give them a title. I'm not going to worry about storage. And then I can save my scenario. And let's just say we're going to save it as test scene. There we go. Let's see how this works. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to main menu because I've had enough. At least I think I'm going back to main menu. There we go. It had to clean everything up. And now we're going to go for a new game. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to choose a scenario. And here's my test scenario right here. And here I have 2 players. And I suppose I'm going to want to say, I'm going to have him as a human local. He'll go to my favorite account. And here, this guy, I'm going to do as, yeah, I'll just throw the expanding AI on him real quick. Hopefully this will work out. I ignore all the map parameters because I'm using this scenario test. I can read about it if I want to. I'm not very verbose about that. Victory conditions I can set, the game rules I can set, and then I can press play, and we'll see what happens there. Okay, so here we are, turn 1. I'm player 1. As you can see over here, I'm able to see the enemy cities. Is that vision constant or just temporary? It is a turn 1 only thing. So only on turn 1 do you see this area. After that, if units move in or out, its normal scanning rules apply. So basically, in turn 1 here, I'm aware that he's got these cities because I set up the vision as these spots, and you can see I can recognize the capital. And if on his turn, it would be the same thing. And then, of course, my units do sighting, which are my battleships, and there we go. And that's the first turn. So yes, the vision markings are only for turn 1, and they'll reveal whatever is in that square turn 1. As you can see, it didn't reveal around the square or anything. And after that, you have to do your own sighting to check it out. And then of course you can play the game. Oh, that's right. On turn 1, for scenarios for turn 1, units have no movement points. So this is where you get to see your see everything, do your buy point purchases if you want, and then you can play on. Let's see, what do I do to get out of this here? There we go. I've done something to this, so this may have frozen up on me here. Maybe I have to end my turn. Oh, it's looking at production. Let's see. Okay, so I can set my infantry. And I'm just going to ignore everything. And here I'm going to move turn 2. So that looks like I had some confusion there. Oh, I know what's going on now. My numpad is, I had my num lock off. Let's see. So we got some good combat there. Okay, and that sort of thing. So that's where I got confused, is my num lock key was not working. Anyway, so that would be the scenario that I would play out. You can look in here. I think I have the bombers that I put in, and they can fly out, whatever. Okay, so I'm having good luck with the battleship combat here. Maybe I have all that hard coded. So that's the scenario, and you would play the scenario out like that. And like I said, as I forgot as I was flowing through, on turn 1. All units have 0 movement, and so the game actually begins on turn 2. Okay, let me escape from this. All right, and let's go back to our map scenario editor, and let's get a wrap map going. Let me do that, but actually I'm going to do fill in sea terrain at 100. Or yeah, let me change that, because I was talking about making a quad map. So let's do 25. Okay, wrap at 25. Let's see, with nothing. All right, so this is a pretty small map, not a lot there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can't. That's pretty dramatic. See if we can't do some. Let's see, continents. Let me go down to about 1 for the brush and just build some stuff here. Take some cities, sprinkle them in exciting places. All right, that looks good. And then add some other terrain. Oh gosh, you can tell how many maps I make. Here we go. And Maybe give this one a river running through there. There we go. Stuff like that. And now I've got my spawn points that I wanted to show. So I want to make this a spawn point. And I'll make this a spawn point. And that's it. And I want to save this map. So I'm going to save this map and I'm going to call it my test map. And I'm going to show you how the spawn points work. So I have spawn here and spawn there. And so when this map gets loaded, I'm either going to end up here and the enemy's going to end up there, or I'm going to end up here and the enemy's going to end up there. And so now I've got my map saved. I'm going to go back and we're going to do another game. We're going to get rid of our scenario. I'm going to choose a map. Here's my test map. It's very small. And I can give him the expanding player, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that message. And so I have two guys. So I'm going to spawn in one of those cities when I play this map. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so I think he's over there. We're going to just build a quick bomber and check him out. Play on. 1, 2, 3, 4. There he is. See? So he has spawned at the other spawn location. So that's nice because you can put as many spawn points down as you want, and as long as the number of players do not exceed this number of spawn points, they'll be assigned to one of those spawn points. And I'll show you why I made this 25 by 25 map the way I did in a moment. So once again, I'm going to just escape. I'm going to go back to maps and scenarios, and I want to load a map this time. I'm going to load my test map. Okay, so there it is, back in business with it, and you can see it's a wrap map, so everything's kind of strange. Now, what I want to do is I want to remove one spawn point. Actually, I'm going to remove both spawn points, and I'm going to take another city and put it here, and I want to make it a spawn point. Or maybe I want to, yeah, we'll go ahead and make that the spawn point. So I have one spawn point because what I want to do is I want to look at my map options, and I'm going to make a quad map. Or maybe I should just make a symmetrical map, but I'm going to make a quad map. So when I make a quad map, I simply select this, and now all of a sudden I have a symmetrical map, and I should have the spawn points. And oh boy, look at that, because I didn't know where my map was. The spawn points all show up very close to each other. I don't like that at all. So let's see. Let me remove this spawn point. This map is so small, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. But here I'm going to let me click on this city, see what his location is. This is some of this is I definitely need location information. Okay, this is 816. So that's probably a decent location to make the spawn point. Let me try. What I'm going to do about location is just like in the game where you mouse over these areas. Up here in the upper left, you should be seeing some data about what's in that square. But I have not added that part yet. And so let's see. So I want to go to my map defaults, make another quad, and that looks like the spawn points are a little more spread out. Oh, and my game has frozen up. Why is that? There we go. Okay, it was trying to draw something. Okay, now once again, when I go out, I have tortured my machine here. So let's wait. It should come back in a moment. There we go. Okay, so you'll have to forgive my machine is old. Just like me, I guess. And so here we go. All right, so there I have this map. I'm going to save this map. And we'll call it test 2. Not a very exciting map, but we'll go back to the main menu. It's going to clean up all the objects and then it's going to come back. But see, when I zoomed way out, I created a lot of objects that I did not need, and it got confused. Or not confused, it just got busy. So I don't know how much it has added, but it seems like it's thinking hard. I might be at a crash point here. We'll find out. We're just going to wait on it for a minute. There we go. We're back. Oh boy, and I thought I clicked on the accounts button. Okay, so here we are. And I can go to a new game, and I can remove this map, and I'm going to choose the map Test 2. Alright, as I recall, this was a quad, so I can add as many players as I want. I don't like his color. I'll go for a quick different color. And then I will play that with this map. I'm gonna set my set at enhanced and press play and see what I get. So here he's gonna run out. What are the specs on my machine? My machine is a 3-core AMD something. I bought it 8 years ago. It's not a quad core. But I can't tell you what it is. But it's an AMD something, and it's been around for quite a while. So I like working on a low-level machine at times, except when you have to compile a lot of stuff, because you see timing issues and various other things that you don't see when you work on a faster machine. And so this machine definitely is a low-end box. But I want to stress something else. I've had this machine for a long time, but I've also changed video cards twice in it. And as far as Unity goes, video cards are very important. Definitely Unity is hooking up with the video card and doing a lot of stuff. So Empire Deluxe, Internet Edition, and the Enhanced Edition used Microsoft's standard GDI library for graphics. It's very low-tech stuff. Here, there's a lot of stretching and alpha stuff, all sorts of stuff going on, and so graphically it's a little more intensive. But I would hope nobody's playing this on a machine that was running Windows 98, and I certainly hope you don't think that you're going to be able to. But I would have to check on exactly what the stats on this box are. But it's a pretty old box. It got built, and it wasn't top of the line at that time I built it, and it had to be in like 2008, I would say. So it's around that time. It's possible I had this box when Bush was president. I couldn't tell you, but it's been around for quite a while. So it's quite an old box actually. And I've got this going on. I've got the streaming stuff set up. So I think it's probably working hard at the moment. But that's the specs on that machine. I couldn't tell you exactly what I have, but I haven't bought this box. I mean, this box was not purchased in the last 8 or 9 years, I would think, probably. I don't know if that helps answer you or not, but yeah, it's been around so long, I don't remember what it is. But I think it was a 3-core processor at that time. Yeah, so I'd have to look. Anyway, but so where was I? This was my 4-player game with my spawn points, and I can quickly give this up. Okay, so I've lost. That's pretty bad, and we'll bail out of this, and we're gonna load it. We're gonna load it here, and we can look at the whole view of it. All right, so here we go. Not much to show, but you can see the 4 positions took the 4 spawn points on the map. So that's where you would begin the game. So this being a quad map, and it always looks like a psychiatric blot test, but Rorschach or whatever it is. So there's that. Does anybody have any questions about maps and scenarios, or any other questions anyway, or unit set stuff? Because we can look in some more detail. I'm just trying to breeze through it as quickly as possible and show you some of the highlights. If not, and I don't know how many people are able to ask questions, I can set up a game, or I can play one of my own ones. Is there any sort of event scripting possible like StarCraft? No. If you mean set up a scenario or something like that where, okay, if my tanks are rolling across this valley, all of a sudden a bunch of units are going to pop up, or new air units are going to be born, or that's when the other player gets a bunch of points. No, there's nothing like that at all. There's no there's no event driven. With scenarios are only starting position setups, and the only variable involved in those types of things are buy points. Basically, if you want to let the player decide what additional units they want to do, it would be buy points. So there's that. Okay, so I don't know what I want to do here. I have these 4 guys. I have a map. Minash, do you have any particular size of map you would like to see tonight? If not, I will probably just go with this, and I'm going to play for an hour or so. Do 150 by 150 enhanced game. Check my victory conditions. I'm okay there. Maybe I should add a capital kill this time, just for fun. See if we can't hunt down his capital. 256 by 256. Why the magic numbers? Okay, that's larger. Capital kill will be interesting. Let's look at our map building options here. So once again, my focus is generally on continents versus islands, and land and water. Right now I have a land water balance of 75%, which means 75% of the map will be water. I usually like to move that up to something in the 80s. Unless you want to see a Pangea type of map, we can do that. Those are pretty brutal for this particular player, and it just basically would be a tank slugfest. We can look at, let's say, continent versus island balance. I really enjoy making this random, because that really, then it's hard for me to understand what the map looks like until I've explored some. So I'm probably going to do that. The rest I'm not going to worry about too much. Although we could do our, let me see. On a 256 by 256, we should have at least 200 cities. Or we can set a city ratio if we want. What is my city count? I'll do a random city count tonight. My random city count will be 200, and for my low and my high will be 230. For my low, I think I'll go down to 190. This is going to be a pretty spread out map though, city wise, but that might be really challenging. Efficiency variance, that's where with my base efficiency is 100, I can vary it 30. I like that number. Special's a percentage. We're going to go with a low special percentage tonight, just to kind of mix things up a little bit from what I usually play. And okay, random city count, 256, 200 is low. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. We'll see what happens. So things might be very spread out. We'll see. It takes some practice to deal with. I like to, let's see, for game rules, I enjoy harsh supply, and I'm gonna make sure that my AI players are immune to drain, because for me that makes them a little bit tougher, and they can come up with whatever they want. And that's it. I guess I can do that. More AIs. I can add a couple more if you want. Let me change the color of this guy. That looks like a nice color. And let me darken this down. All right. And I can make him an enhanced. We could do enhanced AIs on these two. So there we've got the blue guys. So I can mix and match. Okay, that'll be interesting. So I have 5 AIs against me on a 256 by 256 map with not a lot of cities. Okay, this will be fun. Let's see how this works. Let's see who wins. Okay, do I have all that set up? All right. Well, this is something I usually don't play, so let's see. Let's find out what bugs we can find. All right. I'm not big on names. Oh, that's right. This is a capital kill game. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're just doing all sorts of stuff I usually don't do. Let's see. I already see some ocean, but as I recall, it was continent cities is what I did. I'm going to play it safe. No, I'm going to be bold and predict there are other cities close by. And so I'm going to build an infantry unit, and we're going to move on. Hey, look at that. Let me reveal 1400. That's a good transport builder right there. So let's go here. There we go. And we're going to start with a transport. Life is good so far. And now the AIs are taking their turn. Hopefully they're having bad luck. All right. We'll find out. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to review now. We're going to build infantry here. And then I am going to build one more infantry and switch to a bomber, because I need some exploration going on. Did I change the upper bar with the turn counter? No, it's about the same. Do you notice a difference? This is as it's been, I do believe. Let's see, how many turns before this guy produces? 6, so he's going to go ahead and load there while this guy explores out. The top is cut off in the stream, so you can't see the turn counter at all? Oh, okay, you've got it. Let me just check real quick. You weren't watching full screen. Okay, here we go. So we're moving on. All right. So he's going to load one, and he's just going to start moving around. I think he's just going to go over there. Ooh, there's a nice city right there. Okay, so what do I want to do with this? I think I want to go ahead and build armor on that. We'll make some foolish choices, see what happens. Alright, that's good. We're going to build a couple infantry out of that whilst we wait. Let's see, he's got to go home. Then he's going to go support that transport. Alright, so he's got 3 and he's going to start to explore. And you know, I want to go ahead and no production this guy. Oh, look at that. Okay. Actually, that's a bad move. I want to take him and he's going to go check out that area. I've got 7 turns to production on that transport. We're going to try to find some cities here. There we go. I think I want to change this to a destroyer. Oh boy. Okay, well, that's good. Alright, so he's got 2 and he's going to come down. Before another armor unit is built? 1, so he's going to wait 1. He's going to pick up the next infantry. How long before the next infantry? 1, so he's just going to rest. Looks like there's something below there, so this may be just be small blocky continents. So I'm going to continue heading that way. And now he's going to head there. I need more air units. I'm already at 0. Let's look up here, see what he's doing. So we want to go ahead and we'll build the bomber here, and I'm gonna change the orders here to just no production, no alert, no switch. Get the feeling I'm in trouble if I go that way. Okay, there's a city over there. Ooh, I'm at the edge. I guess it's a horizontal wrap map. I was not aware that that's what I'd set. I probably got confused. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Helicopters are good units for certain situations. They're good for transporting units to other islands. I'm sure there are strategies that can be formed about building a helicopter early and using that helicopter to move to island hop. It certainly would have been a helpful strategy in this situation here if I had, and helicopters, you know, they take about 7 turns less than a transport looking at this, although right now I'm in a drain situation. So helicopters are a little bit less than a transport, and also patrol boats will work out nicely. It really depends on the situation. I find I really like the air transport unit, but I find often it's really hard to find a good situation to use it. But that's just in play with my strategy. Some people really like it. That sort of thing. I don't think I'm doing too good here so far. Alright, got my second bomber built. He's going to come up here and start looking, especially since I found the bottom of the map. A helicopter can move 2 And the range, I think, is 12. Is that correct? Can it move? It's 1024. It might only be 18. I'd have to look. I'm sorry. Might only be 9 or 10. I'd have to look, which shows you how often I do them and how focused I am on them at the moment. Seeing that bugs me, so I'm going to have to look. So here we'll just save real quick. And I'm going to look, well, once again, oops, that's not the one. We'll go back and look at our unit modification, review a database, enhance database. Here's all the information we want. Let's look at movement. He's got a range of 8. So he can move 8 out, or he can move up to 16 because he's got 2 and a range of 8 is what he's got. They're only as fast as a transport, and a lot of default maps are island base maps with coastal cities. That's why they're not necessarily useful. But if you had island base maps without coastal cities, because they can drop, they don't have to land. They can drop the units they're carrying. That would make a difference. Let's wait one on this. Come on, we got to take this city. There we go. We're just going to build an infantry there and make sure that city's secure. Alright, how many turns before he comes up? He's just going to sleep sentry there. Alright, so he's got 2 infantry and armor. He's gone that way, so he's going to go up here. And he's going to support him. Let's see. I probably shouldn't have done that. No luck. There we go. Let's ignore that for the moment. Let it build a little, then we'll put a cruiser or another destroyer in there. But I have to remember that this is a capital kill game, so I definitely want to protect my capital. From the onslaught that will come. There's a vast sea over there. I'm going to unload this one guy here and pick up another person. Load those guys and keep moving. Okay, there's something nice offshore. Alright, 109. We're going to go ahead and make a destroyer out of that. I still have 1 armor on that unit. We have the AI is moving. Everybody seems happy. so far so good. I'm getting nervous because I've taken some risks up in the northern area. Alright, do I want to send this guy down here and finish off this area? Okay, that's good. Let's see what happens here. Good. I really needed that. He's at 103. I'm going to go ahead and build a destroyer with him. I've got 18 turns on that transport. Going to have 2 armors on that. That's looking good. Everything's looking okay. I've got 1 infantry on this thing. Alright, question is what to do with this. He's going to fan out a little bit. I need to get a bomber over there somehow. I need to set up a quick movement there. Just see real quick what this distance is. That's 27. That's no good. Let's think anything's happening here. Oh good, there is a city on that side. These guys are searching for something, but they haven't found it yet. There we go. That looks good, and we want to go ahead and build up our infantry quickly. Get that ship launched again. And there's another one, and he's going to go back this way. Okay, that looked good. Alright, we're going to ignore that for the moment. What are we doing in this one? Destroyer. Okay, there's something over there. Okay, that looks like my next target. Boy, I am seeing nothing. Let's take a look at the world map. I mean, there's some great vast expanse in that area. So, I don't know. That's pretty pretty radical. Let's see. Alright, so he couldn't go there. He's going to go over here. He's gonna wait. That's a big continent. I'm gonna go ahead and hustle over there. You know, maybe I should have headed to the other side, top end of this island. I'll pick up whoever comes out and we'll head that way. Okay. All right. So he is now 17 away. But he cannot build an air base on ice. So I can build an air base here, and that'll be good for the bomber, but I won't be able to get fighters across. I'll check up here because I got some vertical to go. He's gonna have to go home and come back. And he's gonna keep looking. He's gonna check that. Oh, there's an open space, but it's too far south. Alright, so he's gonna start checking up there. I'm not still building infantry, am I? Yeah, I am. So he's just going to build one, then he's going to go to no production. Okay. Alright. We're new now. We'll use some infantry. And I'm actually going to unload all here. because I want to investigate. Alright, he's got 2 armor, and boy, I don't know where to send him yet. Let's look at our world view here. So I have transport over here. I have a transport messing around over here. I can't find anything there. So I can either change direction on this transport and have it go down there and have this one go up that way, and I think that's probably a good idea. So he's got the 2 armor units. He's going to move this way. And we're going to get that air base set up for these 2 bombers. And there's the last one for this. This one's going to cross over here. This guy's coming back here to reload. These guys are investigating. Alright. So he's coming back down. So this is 20. This is a wonderful distance, but I just don't see any. No, there's not going to be any way to build an air base on that forest. Him too, so he's going to sneak around down there and see. Oh, look at that. Alright, so our best bet is to build an air base right there. Yeah, and I'm checking the magic number is 18 for fighters, but I can't build an air base less than 19 away, so he's going to cruise up to that slot, and I always forget these things, but we're going to try to remember this time. I'm going to build an air base when he gets there. He's going to make the same move. And I think I've got enough guys here, but I want to switch him to a cruiser, even though I've got the drain coming. Okay, that looks like a target. Alrighty. Let's see. So he's got Stop. I got confused. Look at that. See, sure enough, I missed. He's gonna move on. I got confused. That happens to me sometimes. Oh good, he's gonna find something. That's a big continent, but not a lot of cities. Alright, here we go. So this guy is ready to build an air base. There we go. Now. He's going to sleep here. How close to the bottom am I? Oh, I still got a ways. He's going to go that way. He's going to wait. Excellent. I'm going to ignore that for a turn or two. See, I think I'm going to help this guy out. Okay, there's a good support help. My transport's heading out into nothing. They did find something. Let's see. I'm not ready yet to build an air path. Oh, look at that. Somewhere to go. I'm gonna have him unload one. Oh no, he can't. It's swamp. Seems to me there was a city up there that I'd like to hit. This is a messy game exploration-wise. I'm gonna find some friends soon. Oh, question is where? We're going to start collecting over that way. Oh, excellent. Well, if he's going on, he's going to go ahead and go down. Okay. So hopefully I'll take that. He's going to wait. He's going to take it. And we're going to say... Okay, something around the bend there. Alright, that's good. We found at least something to hang our hat on. Let's see. Okay, we're going to ignore that one too. Let's see what we got going here. Okay, I have that one cruiser going. Okay, good. I got 121 city going on. And it's near the capital. And I think since this is a border in the south that I've spread out fairly well. So I want to build a nice big healthy, what do I want to build here? Battleship. Yeah, we're going for battleship. And I need to start, I have not, I've got harsh supply on, and I really haven't paid attention to starting to build like Seabees or something. And I've got a few oil wells sitting around, so I'm going to need to do that soon too. And this looks like a good city for that, although it's on the edge. This also looks good. One of these in the back. So let's do some efficiency calculations. Okay, so if I want to make a CB, looks like I can have one in 21 turns if I start, I'm sorry, 25 turns, and then 21 repeating. Let's see, at 98, which is in 2 turns, I'll save those 2 turns, so that 98's not bad. Yeah, we're going to go for 98 and see what happens there. Okay, so we got CBs going there, and we'll see what happens with that. He's going to go ahead and check that out. Let's go up here and see what's going on. so I've got 3 infantry on this guy. Supposedly I'll be able to take that and be able to leapfrog on, so I'm going to, whoops, I'm going to move on. Okay, he's going to move up towards that 107. Oops, maybe not. Oh, there's more stuff up here. Wow, there's that vast ocean in the middle. Let's fly out there, see what's going on. I'm hoping to find a city on that big continent again. You see how spread out these cities are. Let's see, he's going to try to land on this thing. Oh, rats. Okay, that's become quite inviting. So I have 1 armor. Okay, and he takes it. And he is such a crummy city. But he is so far away. I'm going to have to build some infantry there. I'll start circling around him. Oh, you see, that's unfortunate. I just moved him so far away from everything. He's just so far. Oh no, the zoom is not behaving well for me tonight. There we go. Okay. Alright, well, let's keep exploring. And this guy, since I took down there, he doesn't have to go back. So he's just going to kind of do a lateral move. If that's what that is. Okay, that's looking tasty. Ah! He's producing nothing. He's going to start producing infantry. Ooh, something over there. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to go over there and check that out. Okay, that's good. That's what I wanted to see. Ah! I'm punching too fast. I bombed a neutral city. It was a good one, too. Yeah, it's just too tempting. And I've got this one coming up. There is nothing out there. He's just gonna wait. And I was gonna shut this production down. Oops. There we go. I'm going to change that to infantry production too, so I can hopscotch my way past there. Oh, I'm actually having a lot of good luck and expansion on this. Alright, he's got one infantry left. He wants those cities. Of course, they happen to be on the other side of the island, but, you know, can't have everything. Man, that island is in the middle of nowhere. Island City. And he's not able to take that. Yay, we took that. And we're going to, oh, do we want another destroyer? No, we're going to go for a bigger gun. Let's go for a cruiser. Sub would be good here too, so we're going to go for a sub. Yeah, that's a good sub spot since it's kind of advanced and it's got that big ocean. I'm worried about this capital. Alright, so what's he got? He has 2 armor, and he's going to move up this corridor because it looks like that's going to be a very important capture. question is, which way around should I go on this? Should I go around the top? I think so. I've got some destroyer support. We'll see if he makes it around before somebody drops by and says hello. You know, this island could be a bust. He's going to go pick up whoever. I think these guys are going to be heading north. I'm just finding nothing out there. Alright, this is, I think I need to start building a, a transport here. Just missed the bus. Thanks, Kevin, for the compliment. You know, I'm really happy with this Kickstarter. I figured I would make the goal. I didn't think that was going to be an issue, but I've been really pleased with the reception, and you know, and I did not anticipate the goal being what it is, and I'm thrilled with that because you know, this isn't the hot stuff for a lot of people. It's hot stuff for me and possibly you, but it's not hot stuff for a lot of people. And gaming has changed a lot, and that people, you know, are always looking for certain things. But I've been real pleased with how many people are wanting to play, and I've achieved one goal, which is we have several people who've never played before, and I think that's going to help grow the community, and it's going to be a lot of fun. The real challenge, I'm really hoping that the AI stuff gets some traction, that we manage to get some people. I hope the coding is going to be accessible and simple enough to where people can start really looking at writing some decent code for to make the AI better. You see a lot of people talk about these different situations that occur with the AI, and one thing that I cannot do that they can do
is write an AI for a particular type of play style. And that way the AI doesn't have to worry about, well, is it going to be islands or is it going to be large continents and those types of things. He doesn't have to worry about those things. And so you can write an AI for a specific game type and play style, and that's going to be exciting because then you'll see some challenges. And I'm really hoping that that takes off, because ever since I've played this game, I've been really wanting a harder AI player. I love playing human play, but by the nature of how the game is played, network play is a lot of fun, but the nature of how the game is played, it just takes a long time to play against a human, even though that's the best type of play you can have. And so I really want more of a challenge. I don't want it to just appear it's better. I want it to be better, and that's going to be exciting. I'm really excited about that. And I feel like with the reception and how people are looking at it, I feel like there's going to be some people inspired to take a look at these things. And the languages have gotten easier. It's easier to plug it in now than it was with the enhanced edition. And I'm really hoping that it comes together. All right, where am I now? Okay, he's going to turn up because he found something there. All right, where's this guy? Okay, he still needs to go. Now it looks like there's something down here, and I've got this transport way up there. But maybe this next one that comes in 18 turns is going to head in that direction. There's a lot showing up here. Look at that. Just missed that with that transport. Okay. All right. Yeah. And that's a bust. All right, let's take one of these. Yes. Okay. Now, that was it. All he had was that one unit. I didn't realize he was that low. Okay. Haven't seen anybody yet. And we want to look, and I've explored only 11% of the map. So once again, it feels like I've done a lot and I've hardly done anything. And I have this guy hanging out He's looking. Tell you what, I'm gonna now. I want to keep him on sentry because then it's more noticeable to me. I was gonna put him on low till full, but I'm just gonna sentry him at this moment. Oh, look at that. Alright, let's move on down. Now I've got 2 in there. And I still haven't found... Ooh, there's something down there. So definitely I'm going to be pulling that next transport down there. All right. Let's see. Okay. Uh-oh. Wow. Okay. So... Okay, and of course that happens to be a blind side. That's comforting. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll be just deploying some units that way shortly. Great. Okay. Oh, we'll see. This will be interesting to see how this works out. This is... oops. I went to... okay, so this is Patton. I think he's one of the enhanced players. Okay, so he seems to have come out to play. Okay, good. I probably need to, nope, I need to keep that on. Okay, how many turns for this? 2 turns? 5 turns? He's going to go for a fighter. I get the feeling I'm going to need some air support over there. Alright. Let's see. This is, I think he's gonna leave. He's gonna continue his march up. And let's see. I think he's gonna come back too. Alright, there's a destroyer. Gonna head south on us. This guy's gonna keep heading towards these cities. Alright, now I want to take this side guy. Let's see. Yeah, I'm getting a little nervous, so I'm going to move this guy down here. I think he's going to come over too. Alright, so I have a cruiser, and unfortunately, oh, not too bad actually. He's going to come over here too at the moment. Alright, let's see what he's doing. And that was a bust. Let's just go down there and check out the scene. And he fails. see, what can he see over there? I don't know. He's going to go up there. All right, let's see what this guy's up to. He's not there. All right, he's going to rest. Wait for the transport to form. Don't see anybody. All right, so how many guys does this guy have? So this is going to be his third guy. And that's all we need. And I think I'm going to switch this to Destroyer. And then I'm going to select him. I'm going to load. Now I've got something going on over here, but this is going to be built in 14 turns. And I have nothing out here. So his options are really limited. Oh, and I just pulled this guy over here, didn't I? Because of the threat. So I think he's going to go out here in the wilderness and maybe he'll get lucky. Or sunk, one of the two. We'll find out. Alright, so we've got something going on here. I wonder if I want to send him down to support this. Find out what this guy is. I don't know. I better clear out this area. Okay, let's go down here and make sure we don't see anybody. Okay, here we go. That's what we were doing, and he wants to wait one turn. Nope, he still can't do that. He's only got one, so it's going to be this or nothing. Gee whiz. Well, I was lucky to a point. That looks like a city there. It is. Alright, got my CB active. I'm kind of nervous about what I saw over here. I'd hate to spend all that time building oil fields and then they're going to go away. So this first guy's going to go here until I figure out it's safe. Now he can work on land as long as it's a clear river, swamp, I think snow is okay for him too. I would have to check. You know, I just wonder if I should take this guy and move him over there and build an air base out of that. Okay, so how do we recover from this? Oh, I've been building infantry there. I guess I forgot about that city. Alright, so he's going to go back down there. I wonder if I should put somebody over here too for an air base. Do some advanced scouting. I didn't see... anyone. There is just nothing out in the middle of this ocean. So we captured that. He's probably going to come up and help take that. Okay, he's got it in. Yeah, okay, so he's still, there's nowhere to go. Alright, so in regards to this guy is going to go to no production for the moment. So this guy, I think he's going to go where the two destroyers are. So I'll have a little more chance of finding a city. I'm probably wrong, of course. Very suspicious about this piece of land that I cannot see. Alright, let's do some more exploring out here and head towards wherever the enemy was. I am just limited. He's going to go down there and see if that's where the action was. I think we're going to go ahead and ignore this too to help our production. I think we had some fighters growing out of there, and I think I want more fighters here at the moment. Maybe a bomber. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Okay, here we go. We got lucky. Let's see if we can't destroy him. We'll probably be unlucky. Here we go. Yeah, oh, it was full. Excellent. Okay, now we need to hustle because he's probably going to send for reinforcements. And oh, look at that. I just see out the corner of my eye a little glimpse of something that makes this guy turn back. So we're just going to kind of keep an eye out. Hopefully he doesn't get that 117 before I get there. This guy's going to turn around. He's not going to worry about that. There it is. Look at that. Okay. We'll send him home. Can't do much for him. Alright, he's going to go that way. And he's waiting for transport. Alright, he was going to meet up. There we go. That's good. And I want him we're going to keep him low for a while and then we'll switch him to destroyer. This guy's moving on. Going down there. Looks like I've already gone a little bit over my time, as I generally do. Hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to play for a little longer. This is I'm having a good time. I guess that's important. So let's see here. We got this destroyer here. We had some bad guys over there, and I don't have enough assets to cover. And we had definite bad guys over here who are still out and about, and no assets to cover either, or not enough. I do seem to be flocking down, but I'm probably going to have more. It was a destroyer. I'm probably going to have more engagements in this area, although you never know. Nothing there. Let's see if we can't find out what's going on. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. Okay, there's our sub. And he's a surface sub. I want him to stream over where we saw that yellow, because there's a lot of ground to cover over there. So he can hang close to a city and deal with those that get through. Support that. Alright, here's another destroyer, and this is a good one because I want him to check this area. Still just kind of randomly flying down there. Ah, there he is. Okay, so they've moved up a little bit. He might be exploring around. We'll see if he attacks me. And there's his city. Okay. I think I'm going to unload one of these guys. No, I only have one, so I'm not going to do that. He attacks. Ah, he should have known better. This is when I need to turn on my readiness, because I always forget to rest or something if I'm not looking at it. Yep, see, he needs to rest right now. He will. See if there's anything sneaky like a transport floating around, but I don't think so. Yeah, it's a really tempting city, but I'm just gonna wait. Now I put that transport in that city, so on the turn where the in this city here, I have put the transport in there. In one turn, the infantry is going to be created, and this guy gets the transport will get the load for free because they're in the same location. So there's 0 movement points to be expended for the infantry to get on the transport, and then he's going to move 2 down, and I'm going to strike this city and hopefully take it. That's the strategy, if such a thing exists. Okay, he needs to rest too. Alright. Oh, he's got one more turn before he can take that. Alright, this guy's just hoping to find something. Let's see. He doesn't see much. Alright, so here's our victorious champion. You know, I don't know. We could even rename the unit if we want. Instead of Swift, I could call him Swift the Conqueror. Alright, there we go. So Swift the Conqueror is now going to keep moving. Alright. He's going to go over there so we can support. I still haven't seen anything else, so we're going to float down here. Nope. And that bomber needs to get something going. Let me see. I was going to build... He's going to sentry. I might build an air base there. Oh, look at that. He is building oil refineries, which means he's got to have a CB out here somewhere. Okay. Well, hopefully I can destroy that oil refinery on the next turn. He's going to pick that unit up. Okay, so here we're going to load. He's got 1 infantry. He'll go down 2, and that infantry gets to attack. And he's victorious. And we're going to build more guys because we've got to fill that guy up, and we've got to take that other big city. I just wanted to look and see if he snuck behind me. Okay, looking so forward to this guy actually getting something. And this, I definitely want to build a transport here. I'm sorry, not a transport, a destroyer there. He's going to scope out the rest of that stuff. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's our next assault area. Alright, so what did I say I was going to do with this guy? I think I originally said I was going to head him down, and then he'll probably be used for the assaults on this island. That's of course because I never lose units or anything. Okay, he's got 3 armor though, so he's looking good. All right. One, two. Oh, and there's a city there. I'm going to give the oil field a pass for a moment. I'm not going to take it yet till I kind of do a little more exploration. just in case my bad luck turns out to be the luck I always know I have. Alright, so there, this guy's just kind of hanging around, making sure that city doesn't get taken. So he's gonna sit in there again. Wait a sec, what have I got going down here? Nothing. Okay. Alright, so we're pretty happy about that. And we had a couple of AIs are in the 180s, but that's got to be someone, not me. Alright, this guy is just grasping at straws to find something. And I was going to build an airfield right here. What's up with this? He's short on fuel. He can make it there. So we're going to go ahead and build it. Oh, but I didn't cancel his orders. Golly. Okay. And he's going to go up here. Alright. So this is going to be a air base. He's going to go down here, so we'll get some advanced scouting on this island. Very long way still. Put him up there. Another oil well. Of course, he's building oil wells, and I made him immune to drain. Okay, let's see. I'll have to make a note of that. Since he's not having supply problems, of course I know what the AI does when he doesn't have supply issues and he's got oil wells. Of course, you should know too, he makes supply, and that speeds up his production. And we don't want that. Okay, here we go. So this guy is 3. He's gonna go down that way. And this guy's finally ready to build us an oil well. So we're gonna do that. I think I've got a bomber in there. So he's gonna fly on up here. Let's attack. We're gonna go in for the kill on this thing. And it looks like there's a bug there. So he's got 6 infantry just in time. We're going to want to build a cruiser. And this is going to cause him to head south. Oops. I messed that up. Yeah, so I have a bug there with the destroyer trying to attack the oil field. I have to see why that's not happening. It could be in the unit set, although I believe that has been resolved, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. We'll take a closer look at it this turn. It may actually, I'll have to check the rules. That may be a rule. Let's see. Maybe it's only the capital ships that can hit those things. Or maybe it's on land. It doesn't look like it is, though. This one here is on land, but this one is on sea. So it should be strikeable. Ooh, he is building roads. This guy is busy. My, look at that. He's going to go that way. Oops. No, he's just going to head straight down. What's he doing? I think he's just going to hang out for a little bit until I find the next city to take. Okay, so let's look at this a little closer. Now, I'll have to check the engagement rules that I had for the enhanced edition, but I do believe this destroyer should be able to take this guy. But I don't see any battle odds, which is interesting. So it's probably, let's see, it's probably just a, I'll have to check my notes, like I said, because I don't know. I really, frankly, don't know what I had this set to with the enhanced edition. But you see, the thing is I'm getting this message unit saw something, which tells me he's wanting me to confirm the strike on that. So I think there's something going on here, and I'll have to check and see what that is. So sorry about that. You don't get to have the excitement in this game of me destroying this oil well. I don't know why I cannot, and I just real quick want to click on my capital ship, which I know I have somewhere floating around. Let's see if I get odds on him. Yes, see, the capital ship is giving me odds of 66%. So he's able to attack that guy, but this guy is not giving me odds at all. So I'm gonna have to review my enhanced set rules from the enhanced edition and see if something has changed or if it was like that. It's really funny. I guess I should know the entire design like the back of my hand, except I don't know the back of my hand very well, I suppose. And there's just so much to this that you forget the little details somehow, and I always have to go back and review. So it's really funny. Somebody will send me a mail and say, oh, well, why can't my destroyer hit this oil field, and I'm like, well, gosh, I don't know. Let me look and see if it's a bug or a feature. It's funny, and there have been some things when I was doing the internet edition, back in the dark ages. The I had to send Mark Baldwin a few emails for things I'd found, especially rules regarding subs and that sort of thing. And of course, Mark, he didn't remember either. I mean, these things, they come and they go. And so I'm feeling right now that my destroyer should hit this oil field, but obviously it's not. I'm going to have to look it up. It definitely doesn't appear to have the capability at this point to attack it. So I'm going to have to, let me make a note. I'm going to have to go and research that. So that's interesting that came up today. And so the other thing I'll want to do, since I'm going to want to visit this game, is I'm going to archive it. So you get to see me archive it now, and I'm going to call it DEVOF so that I can come back here and either debug it or what. So I've got an archive now, and I think I did a write-up on what an archive was versus how the game saves out. And that's what I'm going to do there. But we're going to stop crying about this bug, our feature, and we're going to move on. So here we go. Oh, looks like there's more land over there. All right. Let's see, how far does he want to drop? He's just going to keep going down. All right. Oh, he needs to rest before he strikes. Oh, and there's the CB. All right. Now I know I can hit the CB. So I'm going to try to zap him. Okay. Obviously, I'm a very lucky guy when it comes to naval maneuvers. Alright, we finally got someone to take this city. And I really don't know what to assign to him, but I'm going to give him a bomber since we're pretty far out. Yeah. And let's see. Actually, I wonder, I should have enough infantry from that area. Oh, look at that. What is it going to be? It's yellow. That's what I was afraid of. But now we have something to attack. So maybe I should think twice about my bomber answer. How many do I have? I only have one armor. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that to... Alright, so we've got this guy, and he's been messing around trying to find something. He's not being very lucky, so I'm going to start turning these towards that island. Yeah, it's open and available. Alright. This guy's still looking for something. He can't find it. Okay, he's gonna rest. I might engage the aircraft next turn. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy. Probably shouldn't have done that. Oh boy, 2 cities together. How lucky can he get? Okay, he's just gonna keep coming down here. Alright, let's see what these guys are up to. And let's do it. Yeah, okay, we're getting revenge. Alright, we got another fighter coming up. Okay, looks like he's got an island here. No, he doesn't. He's gotta be close though. Okay, he's still heading up. Nope. Oh, Patton's gone? What happened? Oh, that's right. This is a capital kill game. So somebody got Patton, which means all his goodies are up for grabs. How about that? I didn't think about it. I forgot. I was like, oh, he's still there. I wasn't playing a capital kill game against him. So somebody else managed to kill off Patton. And so what's going to happen now is that Patton will still keep his color, but he never gets to play his turn. So his units and his oil fields and his cities and all that good stuff is still up, but he's not going to get to play. So it's sort of like his cities are neutral, sort of, you know, except that if I had a neutral combat advantage, I want to be able to use it. So his forces don't revert back to neutral, and I guess this purple guy took care of him, which means I'm going to have to take care of him in a minute. But wow, that was a shock. I was getting all ready to hit him, and somebody got to him first. How about that? Okay. Wow, I was surprised there. Okay. I'm like, wait a second, he still had cities. Shows you how often I play Capital Kill. So I'm gonna prep unload one here and just leave that guy on that island if he finds anything. Oh, wow, so he's all destroyed. Question is, I wonder where his capital was. Well, there's his engineer. So we're just gonna head down there. Hopefully we'll get to it before whoever else is hitting him gets there. Yeah, forgot about that. Can't get anywhere. Alright, so I got this going on. I want to get over here and see what he's doing. Okay, I got lucky there. And I'm going to build armor on this. That means this guy can wake up. Because he's going to go over there and take that other city on this. What I'm mumbling about is he's gonna pick this unit up next turn, and he's gonna head for this 106. Okay, so I don't need to engage Patton's oil fields or any of that stuff because he is out of commission. And his engineer is nothing but a nuisance. That's interesting how the outline gets lost on that road in very far zooms, but I guess that's expected. I'll have to check the width on that outline. Look at that. He found something. Alright. Good. So expansion is finally restarted in the west. Okay, so he loads that guy. And I only have two, but I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, this is going to be exciting turn next turn. Actually, he may wait one more turn so I don't lose my transport. Yeah, he does not own that island yet. Okay, let's go ahead and explore back there some more. So I don't have to worry about getting attacked or anything. Wow, he's got some good stuff here. Of course, somebody else is eating him up on the other side. Patton's death has done is it does give me a little buffer there, so I'm not quite so nervous about him coming in and surprising me. I've got 6 infantry already, so he just needs to get down there. This guy was heading up. Let's check the stats because I'm curious. Let's check my reports, check my status report, and my explored is 18%. So I've explored some stuff. My battle intensity is actually quite low. It's the 1 or 0. I really haven't found a lot of guys. I'm really starting to explore quickly though. We can look at it, and of course my unit count is constantly rising. Oh, it plateaued out there. Maybe that was a drain issue. Well, no, you can see my drain count actually went up. I just didn't have any reason to build a lot of units, I suppose. Or I was just being stupid. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So, that's where that is. Let's see. Oh, good. He's going to find something. That's good. And this guy's going to continue on. Let me stop. And who are we talking about? This guy. So he's going home. Alright. So I don't know what to do with these guys now that they're not actively searching for transports. Sooner or later somebody's going to show up though. Alright, he's going to just stop. He's going to stop. Hopefully no planes are going to strike him. But I want him to be able to run away. Alright. I think I need to work on that area some. Oh, look at that. He was wedged against the edge. Oh boy. Let's hope he can actually take it. Oh god. 1 infantry left. Yes. There you go. No, he gets lucky. See, it's 50-50 chance, and it takes 3 rolls to get it right. Okay. So he's just going to move around slightly. Yeah, that looks good. All right. We're going to ignore that. That'll help our production. This guy's going to come down here for support. Yeah, I really like how this game's developing now. I thought it was going to be bad. Now all of a sudden I've got good times coming for a few turns before whoever beat up on Patton's capital comes to beat up on me. But I'm hoping this transport will come down, take this 113 and move that way, and then at the same time I'll finally eventually be up here taking whatever this continent, which looks pretty big. So hopefully the cities I see down here I'll be able to control before I run into whoever it is I'm going to run into. But you never know. So he needs to come on up here. He's just going to go ahead and check the sidelines. Alright, here's our big attack. Let's see what happens. He's going to maybe get 2. Hopefully at least get 1. Yes. Oh, that's right. He's only got 1 armor unit. So we'll see what happens. Okay, he took that city now. And we'll see if it just becomes a slugfest. He may have troops in that other city and I'll lose the chance to strike next turn. Now, don't tell me that that island had one. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see if he attacks. Yep, sure enough. So the one unit lost is the infantry that changed when the armor unit was successful. And I've lost the city, but all is not bad because that basically has stalled him out production-wise. And you see I took his stronger city so that if he were to take it back, it would be weaker. And now, as opposed to being 106 or whatever, it got captured twice in that exchange, and now it's only an 85. So that's good. That also tells me that 76 one has units in it. Okay, so where am I? Okay, cruiser. Haven't run into anything over there, but you know it is a capital kill game, so I'm gonna go up there because I'm sure he's looking. All right, he's just gonna rest for the moment. There's another sub. I think I'm gonna move him up to there. Alright, he's just going to come straight up there, so when the guy comes for reinforcements, he'll have them. And I've got one infantry in this so far. He's going to go back and retrieve it. It should be two by the time that happens. Now, this destroyer got damaged a long time ago, and I wonder if I should take him back and rest him in a minute. Because I basically have that island scoped out. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we've got somebody bearing on him. This is De Balboa. And I suspect De Balboa took care of Patton. Ooh, we crippled, but we managed to destroy him. So we'll see what happens with that. A lot of good stuff up there. Oh, there's another one. Alright, so I don't know what he should be doing. I guess I'm going to send him to support there. Okay, so we've built this one, this oil field, which I suspect is immediately going to be put into business here. And we've got this battleship that we started 50 turns ago. Okay, and let's see what we can find. I think I'm gonna have to bail soon, but I do like how this game has developed. Once again, it's another one that I would love to come back and look at. Now, I would love to engage this transport, but I'm not going to be able to. So, that's a shame that it has to get away with that. How far down is it? I think I'm going to send this bomber back down that way. I'll send two of them down. So there's some good stuff on that side. Yeah, he's trying to move around me. I don't think I have to worry about that anymore, so I'm going to go up that way. I'll do another expansion. Oh, I just can't get to him. Maybe that'll block him. Okay, he's got something in the middle there. Alright, good. That fooled him for a turn. Crippled destroyer delay tactics. How far is he? 20. He's 2 turns away there. So we're going to send some guys out. Maybe they will get to stop. He's going to stop there too. Alright. I've already got 2 guys going that way. Let's make it 3. Yes, okay, so we'll be able to explore the rest of the island. Actually, I think I'm going to go no production unless I find something. So it's really not an emergency to take it. So this guy's going to just cut back up this way. Alright, he's heading around me. What's my production like here? Alright, so this is an order of operations thing. He's got 6 infantry. Yes, okay. There's 2 units that we're never able to move. And we're going to start building, and he's going to go that way. Let's keep tabs on that guy. Alright, our Air Force is going to be able to take him next turn. Definitely in 1 more turn mode right now. Okay, well, I think we want to take that one of 4 City first. he's going to go back now that that's been established. Okay. All right. I just feel like I'd feel better if that battleship stuck around until he, by the capital, until he felt there was something else he could do. I think we're about to see more action down here. Okay. I'm going to ignore that one. Question is, do I want to go for that 77? I've got 3 infantry left. I think so. Oh, he's going to get a sweet surprise next turn. Alright, let's see. He's moving on. Alright, and they're able to successfully take this island on the first punch. And he's going to unload the second guy because he's going to turn around. Alright, we're going to go ahead and submerge this guy. And he loads, and he's got 2. When's the next one coming? 2 turns. We're going to wait for it. Oh, and there's another yellow. No luck there. We're going to go ahead and fly over there and help him. So I'm just going to move the battleship down there till I feel like it needs to respond to something. He was waiting one more turn. So I am going to rest him. And these guys are going to sentry here. I'm not worried about that. Alright, so this guy's going to head up. Okay, here we go. We've got some good combat here. We have trailed this transport, and now we're going to kill it. Oh, that looked tough, but we did get it. But I have another crippled destroyer, which I'm going to have to quickly repair. Alright, what are we doing about this guy? Oh, there's a close-up. I certainly don't want him to go over there. And this unit is here. So we're going to walk 2 around him, make sure he's alone, and then we're going to strike him. Yes. And now we have another wounded destroyer. Ah, all that, and I wasn't able to take that city. I took a risk of not waiting for 3, and it didn't pay off. That was sad. So I'm going to just go ahead and sentry that battleship. That's a shame, because if you look at the world map, that advance is so far out there that, you know, that's going to cost me 20 or 30 turns to get back up there. And by then, somebody else is going to be there. I mean, there's just been this giant void of ocean. And, yeah, somebody's going to take that. Alright, so nobody's there now. Alright, so he's going to move up, both of these guys. Okay, and then he's going to strike here. Good. And we're going to ignore that, and then he's going to come down to try to take that 110 under air cover. We'll see. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't successfully take those 2 islands before I call it quits, even though now we're into hour 3. Alright, so it's a shame. We got a lot of nice cities down there. I'm building 1 destroyer. He's at 94, so he's going to switch to infantry. And it's going to take 11 turns to get to him, so I should have a couple infantry there. And now I've got this destroyer here. And I think I'm going to want to put him here and move him up in a pattern. He's got nothing. He's moving down there. So he's going to go up top and wait for somebody else to show up. Alright, what's going on here? Oh, okay, I built some more assault troops in anticipation of a larger assault. He's going to rest. He's gonna go forward, as is he. No! How'd that happen? He snuck in. Okay, at least I took that. Let's see what happened there. Okay, so double more. And where is that located? Okay, it's on this front. So that must mean he's taken these, and maybe that, I don't know. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a bummer. Okay. All right. So, oh boy. And of course, see, our sub's gonna take care of that guy. Wow. Okay. You know, that's pretty crazy. So I got to send the appropriate troops over there to deal with this. Okay, I need to recall this guy because I think this 105 is under threat. And I'm going to clear his orders. And let's go ahead and do this exciting attack. Oh yeah, one shot. That's all it takes. Oh, where's that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. These destroyers are gonna... We're not gonna battle that guy. My units are pausing because they want to fight Patton, but Patton's not a problem. There we go. Excellent. So we take we took that. That gives us a little beachhead there. Nothing doing there. Alright, so I think this guy needs to move over this way. Let's go ahead and pour units over there. I really should. Sometimes I'm just too lazy and I pay for it. I really should make an air path there. He's going to come up and see what he can find. He's just going to rest. Can't resist. Alright, that's looking good though. Oh, I wonder if we'll take that out. We get our host. He's not going to strike. He's just going to wait. Actually, yeah, he's going to wait. And, okay, look at that nice road they patent built for me. Okay. Uh-oh. That I don't want to see. I think we're gonna take the risk up there. Oh, look at that. Well, he doesn't have any units, so he's got to go over to the next place. Alright. I've got transports there, but I'm having some problems up here. I feel like I'm under control down here, but that's probably all an illusion. I still don't have, I mean, it's just so open up there. So he's going to load. He's got 2 armor, and he's going to head that way. He's going to head down here. And oh, look at that. Yellow took that. I did not notice that. Okay, so Patton left me a surprise. Wasn't that nice of him? Oh my gosh. A mine in the middle of the road. Good gosh. Okay, well, yeah. Who writes these things anyway? Oh, no luck. Man. Well, he's going to go here, but he's going to block. Alright, that was good. Oh, I can't believe that I ran into a mine. Oh boy, this has been a good game. But I think I'm going to have to stop. I mean, I've been going for 3 hours and 15 minutes on the stream, and it gets late here, and I got stuff to do. I'm worried about this. He's obviously the purple guy, this Del Balboa, has taken these things, I suspect, if he got up here. And this is vulnerable, though I think I've got this covered. I've got enough air power. I'm worried about this city, and that would really hurt if he got me. I'm not even making anything there. So that's a nice city. And then I've got some weakness right here. He could be coming in from the east and can be hitting me there, and I really need to start putting my guard up there. And I'm sitting here thinking that he's down here. This Del Balboa guy is large. He's got a fairly decent expansion going on. So he would definitely be a concern of mine. And why I really haven't encountered anything on the west side yet. My expansion was slow, but I'm expanding again. And then there's this massive sea to the north, which I suppose is good. And, you know, for my capital, keep my capital under guard, although somebody could sneak in and just get lucky. And, but I'm sitting here trying to guard against that, and I wish I would have taken that city, because I'd really like to hold one of these islands up north to keep that shut down. But that didn't happen. And so there I am. So I do think I am going to wrap this up. If anybody's got any more questions before I leave, please ask. Be aware that the Kickstarter ends Monday evening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's coming up. We are coming to the close. So if you are on the edge, I couldn't explain why, but now is the time to come and help. But I'm really glad you guys showed up. Looks like half of you have already dropped off, but that's all right. And anybody else got anything to say before I wrap it up? All right, it looks pretty quiet. So I'd really like to thank you guys for watching the stream, and I'm looking forward to more times, and we'll see you then.